Hey everyone, we've got a new Player of the Week section on eFootball. We've also got new nominating contract packs and match pass players. I'll be doing a separate video reviewing all of those. I'll try and get that done tonight. Otherwise, it'll be over the next few days, so keep your eyes out for that. For this pack, as always, timestamps in the description, so if there's a particular player you want to hear about, just click the description and there'll be a link to take you straight to them. So let's have a look at who we've got. Start with the lowest rated as always, so I'll have a crack at his name. Sierhuis. That's probably butchered his name. So we've got a centre forward, Fox in the box. He's had a nice boost on his base card. He's not the featured one before. But honestly, it's not great. It's a 4-star card. It's the only 4-star this week. In fairness to him, his attacking awareness and finishing are decent. Heading's not too bad at 81. The jumping with a decent enough manager boost will hit 80, 82. Physical contact is not bad at all. Not the quickest though, and he's not nice on the ball. So for a Fox in the box, he could be effective. Look at his skills here. He's got heading, accurate finishing, first time shot, some of the most important ones for a striker. They've added pinpoint crossing and outside curler, so you've got a striker, Fox in the box. He's not quick, he's not great on the ball, but he can cross. Excellent, that's really useful. But yeah, like I say, heading, accurate finishing, first time shot. He's about 5'10", 5'11". He'll be okay from crosses, but not brilliant. He's not going to be great running behind the defence. Not really got the pace, and hold-up play, really not brilliant. Not great on the ball. Passing's not great. So yeah, not really much more to say about him. I think if you're new to the game, if you're really desperate for striker options, he can certainly do a job. Like I say, the awareness and finishing are decent, but on the whole, it is a 4-star card. It's not a brilliant one, really. So we have a centre-back now, Sánchez, 92 rated, but I think it's a pretty solid card actually. Defensively, he's not brilliant anywhere. You know, none of these attributes are great, but none of them are desperately low either. I don't think there's any real weakness there. He's got good pace. They've boosted his pace. It's one of these cards where, just having a quick look on his base card, they've actually made his defensive engagement 4 worse. It's so frustrating the way they do it with some attributes. They make some attributes worse on a card for a player who's supposedly one of the best players in the world this week. I don't know what kind of logic that is, that they make some attributes worse when they're at the top of their game. But yeah, either way though, he's solid across all his defensive attributes. Not brilliant anyway really, although he is very aggressive. But as I say, his pace has had a nice boost from his base card. The jumping and physical likewise, especially the physical has had a nice boost. Down the left there, he's not brilliant obviously, but that low pass will hit 70 with the decent manager boost. Heading's not brilliant. Like I said about the jumping and physical, they're pretty good, and the physical especially has had a boost, but he's not great at heading. When you look at the skills, he doesn't have the heading skills, so be careful with his heading. But they have added a bunch of skills. Looking at his base card, they've added man marking, blocker, and aerial superiority. So looking at all these skills now, yes, it would be nice if you had heading, maybe fighting spirit, but apart from that, he's got a really good selection for a centre-back. So yeah, 92 rated. Doesn't look like he's that great based on the rating, but there's no real weakness there in my opinion. He's not an elite level centre-back by any means, but he's solid enough across all his defensive attributes. He's got good pace for a centre-back, and his jumping and his physical are pretty good as well. So yeah, for me, not an elite level centre-back by any means, but I think it's a pretty solid one. I think I'd be happy enough if I get this card, really. It's not bad at all. Our goalkeeper is Areola from West Ham. So we've had an Areola previously in I think it was a Premier League selection or something. This one is it's the same overall rating as that one goes up to, but they've just shuffled it around. You know, the awareness isn't quite as good, but the rest of the attributes are all better. I think better than the other one. But yeah, on the whole, like I say, pretty much the same. We're back to the usual jumping nonsense with goalkeepers. When the goalkeeper is supposedly one of the best goalkeepers in the world this week, he suddenly can't jump as high as he normally can. It's just torturing my brain at this point. Make it make sense, please. But yeah, just to look at this in isolation, though, is a goalkeeper card. Goalkeeper awareness is a bit too low for me at 83, but the catching and parrying are both fairly good. Reflexes are excellent. Reach is pretty decent. So yeah, there's a lot of strengths there with Areola. It's a fairly solid goalkeeper card on the whole, but I think ultimately for me, awareness at 83. Most people who've been playing the game a while now will have better goalkeeper options with significantly higher goalkeeper awareness. That for me is too low. There are strengths elsewhere. If you desperately need goalkeeper options, you can certainly do a job for you. He's got strengths there, but the awareness for me just stops it from being too good of a card. Now we have Galeno. So we've had a couple of previous versions of Galeno. I got one from a Champions League selection that was a creative playmaker. Not my favourite playing style for a wide man. This is a whole player. It's a booster as well. We got ourselves a booster. Compared to his base card, they boosted his speed a bit. He's got his speed and acceleration a few higher, and his finishing's had a boost as well. Apart from that, not a major difference, but if we see what the booster does, we get more kicking power, physical contact, more ball control, that's good, and more on the finishing as well. So yeah, this guy, I think it's obvious what he's good at: running on and off the ball and shooting. So whole player playing style, active at left midfield, won't be an active playing style as a wide left forward or wide right forward. I think he'll just play like a prolific winger in those roles, to be honest. But as a left midfielder, it will be active. Is a good play style. He'll be making a lot of forward runs. The downside with this guy is same with any version of him. He can't pass. He's not got good enough passing. He's not going to be creating many chances. But with that finishing at 83 when he's on A form, even when he's not, it's on 80. It's at 80. We look at his skills. Long range curler, long range shooting, acrobatic finishing. They're good in first time shot. I think that's the only one they're good in. Or acrobatic finishing, they're good in as well. Yeah. So first time shot and acrobatic finishing. He's already got long range shooting and long range curler. So if you like your wide men to be quick and to be good, basically good at running on and off the ball and shooting, you're gonna love this guy. The one that I've got is very similar to this. Different playing style, obviously, but when you get him on the ball, very nice, very dangerous. I like using mine as a super sub if I'm chasing the game. Bring him on with that pace. He can be really, really dangerous. If you like your wide men to be able to create goals through passes, crosses, he's not going to be your cup of tea. But if you like wide men who are going to get on the ball with them, run at defenders with the dribbling, the crazy pace he's got, and in fact he can certainly shoot with the finishing attribute and his shooting skills, he could be very, very effective for you. So yeah, depending on what kind of wing you like, he could be a really, really good card to pick up. And now we have basically the exact opposite of Galeno, because you've got a player who's technically brilliant all the way down the left, but he can't move. He's slow as hell. He's lacking stamina as well. We got another whole player. I got a version of Parejo from a while ago, and I think it was a Spanish league pack. Mine can play attacking mid and right mid. He's a bit slow for right mid, but he's got brilliant crossing. This guy can't play attacking mid, which is a shame because I like mine as an attacking midfielder. Not the quickest, but that's what it comes down to, really. It's like we've had Luis Alberto, I think, last week, and we've had previous versions of Luis Alberto. He's this type of player where it comes down to whether you're bothered by the mobility. If you want your creative midfielders to be a bit more mobile, have a bit more pace to be able to dribble past defenders, he's clearly not going to be your cup of tea. He's not going to be, you're not going to enjoy using him. But if you don't mind the lack of pace and you're more interested in his technical ability, really, really capable. Comparing him to his base card, as always, it's a mixed bag. They've made it, for example, they made his lofted pass worse. Looking elsewhere, attacking when it's had a bit of a boost, finishing a bit of a boost. That's about it, really. Not a lot of difference from his base card. Defensives have had a bit of a boost. What they've done skill-wise, they've given him an interception. So that's the only change they've made, but he's already got pretty much all the skills you want for a creative midfielder. One-touch pass, through passing, pinpoint crossing, low-lofted pass, and weighted pass. He's got lovely passing. He can really create for you. Adding interception just means it's a really nice one to have, really, for a centre midfielder. I would never play him as a defensive midfielder. He's not strong enough defensively. He's not quick enough, but centre midfielder, whole player playing style. I'm not sure that's the most suitable playing style. It's one of the most popular playing styles for a creative midfielder. But for a guy as slow as he is, and with that stamina as well, keep that in mind. 77 stamina with any player style in centre midfield, he's going to get tired. You're going to have to sub him off unless you keep him on the bench and bring him on as a second half sub. That might be the best way to use him. But with the whole player playing style especially, he's going to be running around even more. He's going to get tired pretty quick. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, like I say, if you don't mind the lack of pace and mobility, he is technically fantastic. I can tell you from the version I've got of him. My version is actually a bit better than this, but it's not too different. It's got great passing, very capable of creating chances. So if you don't mind the lack of pace and mobility, can be a very effective centre midfielder, create goals for you. But if you like your players to have a bit more pace about them, yeah, you're probably not going to enjoy using him. So we have another Romero. We've had a few Romeros in Player of the Week. I think it's probably the third now. It's a booster. Again, comparing to his base card, there's one thing that really annoys me here. They made his defensive engagement about 4 worse compared to his maxed out base card. Why? He's a booster Player of the Week. This is worldwide Players of the Week. And apparently his defensive engagement is 4 worse than it normally is. It doesn't make sense. But nonetheless, looking at the card in isolation, very strong defensively with a decent enough game plan boost. Any game plan boost, you're going to be 90 plus on the other 3 defensive attributes there. Pace is alright. They boosted acceleration from his base card. Jumping and physical are pretty solid, heading at 81. If we hit his booster when he's on A form, he's a physical beast. So again, decent enough manager getting you a game plan boost there, 90 plus in jumping and physical. So he's just a very solid centre-back, really. It annoys the hell out of me, the defensive engagement being nerfed. I don't know why they would nerf any attribute when it's a Player of the Week version of a player, but it's still high enough. It's just not as high as I think it should be. Pace is okay, pretty average, physically very strong, good defensives. Yeah, it's just a good solid centre-back, really. If you look at the skills, I'm not sure they've added anything. I don't see anything new there, but he's got pretty much everything you need for a centre-back. He's got the heading and aerial superiority. And then on the ground, man marking, interception, blocker, sliding tackle, acrobatic clearance. He's got fighting spirit as well. It's just a really good solid centre-back card, to be honest. We've had previous versions of Romero that go to a similar kind of level, but he's got a pretty complete set of skills for a centre-back. When he's on A form, he's a physical beast, defensively very strong. The pace is average, but it's quick enough. It's a very good centre-back card, really. Lukaku. So I've looked at Lukaku's base card, I've compared them, and I don't really understand what is supposed to be good about this card. I mean, it's basically just his base card, but with some of his attributes shuffled around. There's not a lot of difference looking down the left-hand side. His passing's the one thing that's really been improved. There's a nice boost on his passing, but it's still not brilliant. Finishing's a bit higher than normal. Heading's had an increase of a few, but acceleration, 5 lower. Balance, 7 lower. Why? Why are you decreasing some of the stats on a version of a player based on the fact that he's supposedly one of the best players in the world this week? Why? It's just doing my head in. But yeah, a few stats are higher, a few stats are lower. Apart from that, I think it's the same skills, it's the same playing style. Ultimately, if you like Lukaku, just get the GP version, because there's not really anything about this for me that makes it much better. They've just shuffled a few of the numbers around a little bit, but same skills, same playing style. It's just another Lukaku, really. McAllister from Liverpool. So, like with Dani Parejo, I'll go straight to the skills. They've added interception. It's another offensive-minded midfielder, but they give him interception just to make him a bit more competent in that centre midfield role. So it's a very good addition. He's got what you need going forward. He's got one-touch pass, through passing, pinpoint crossing, low lofted pass. Heel trick's nice, so soul control is going to be very nice in the ball. First time shot, nice one as well. Look at the attributes. It's a bit of a boost from his base card. He's got a bit more attacking awareness. The ball control, tight possession are both up a bit. Finishing's had a bit of a boost as well. Apart from that, physical contact's had a bit of a boost. That's about it, really. So there's a nice boost on the whole from McAllister, and they give him interception. So yeah, looking at his positions, defensive mid, no chance whatsoever. He's not strong enough defensively. But centre midfield, box to box, that stamina could have done with a boost actually. 84 stamina on the box to box centre mid. He's going to get tired, so it's a bit on the low side. Keep an eye on that. Be wary of his stamina. But outside of that, as a centre mid, he's definitely an offensive minded one. He's not strong defensively, but they give him interception. That will help, will make a difference. But he's clearly more focused on his attacking work. He's got the skills and he's got the attributes there. Good attacking awareness. So as an attacking minded box to box, very effective. You can play him as an attacking midfielder. His play style won't be active as an attacking midfielder. He's got good attacking awareness for that position. He's obviously got the technical ability. He's got the skills to back it up. So yeah, as a centre mid or an attacking mid, could be very effective. I don't think it's an elite level card by any means. It's not one that I would be getting too excited about, but I think it's a pretty good solid version of McAllister, and the fact they give him interception I think is a very nice addition. So yeah, it's a good solid card. And we have another Samuel Lino. It's about a third or fourth one we've had, and they're all pretty similar, to be honest. There's not a lot of difference. As with the previous one from the regular Player of the Week selection, I got that one. They've done the same thing, given him interception. That's the addition. And if you're going to play him as a left back, which is where he is now, he's normally, his base card's, I think, a prolific winger. He's a versatile guy. He can play right down the left. He's got centre mid as striker. I'll rule those out straight away, though. Yes, he's got one touch pass there, but low pass is not strong enough to play centre mid. It's just not. And his physical contact's low. I don't think he's suited to centre mid. As a striker, attacking awareness and finishing will hit 80 with the game plan boost, but he's not got a first time shot. He's not really built as a striker. I think if you're desperate, maybe late in the game, you want to throw him up top because of his pace. Certainly very good on the ball. He could do a job as a striker maybes. I think he'd be more effective as a wide left forward with the pace and the dribbling. Or left midfield. But yeah, I think his strongest position is left back, where they've, the position they've given him with that playing style as well, attacking fullback. Great pace for a left back. Great stamina, balance is good. Not great physical contact. The defenses are kind of middle of the road. They're not brilliant, but they're not too bad either. An interception does help. That's a really good addition if he's going to play as a left back. As a left back, he'll be brilliant on the ball. The passing's not great in that position. Could be worse, but it's not great. So be careful with his passing. Don't ask too much of him. You don't want to give the ball away in those areas. So yeah, I think ultimately what you got here is it's like with the previous two versions of him. It's a useful card. I don't think anyone's going to rush to put him in their team as a left back or any position really, but certainly as a substitute, I think for me that's what it'd be. It'd be a sub, put him in the squad, maybe bring him off the bench if you need someone. You need legs somewhere, wherever you've got someone tired. He's a useful option in a bunch of positions. I've used mine in the Spanish League Challenge as a left mid and as a left back. He's pretty useful, as you can see, the pace, the stamina. Very good on the ball. He's very tidy. He's just a bit lacking with end product, and he's not the strongest defensively. So he's not really a specialist in any position, but as an option who can cover a bunch of positions and do a job for you, he's a very useful card. He's a strong card, so it's not a bad one to pick up. And then we have another Kvaratskhelia. So it's another one of these ones where they've made some stats better, because obviously he's been on form this week. That's the whole point. But they've also made some worse. And if they're going to make some attributes worse, ball control and tight possession on a winger. I mean, why? What on earth is the thinking? He's a tricky winger who's on his game to the extent that he's in the selection of the best 11 players in the world supposedly this week. And they've decided his ball control and his tight possession are both 6 worse than they normally are. It does not make sense. But outside of that, his finishing's had a bit of a boost. There's a slight boost on his passing. Slightly quicker than normal. He's a little bit better on the whole. Most of his attributes are a couple higher than his base card, but yeah, better finishing, slightly better passing, but his ball control and tight possession is significantly worse for no obvious reason whatsoever. They've given him first time shot, I think. That looks like the only skill they've added. He's got their skills you expect. He's got a bunch of dribbly stuff. The dribblers love this guy. Soul control, long range curler and first time shot. So playing wide on the left, cutting inside into his right foot with that boost to his finishing. Very effective. So the things that they've improved about him, definitely good. Definitely make it a worthwhile card, but it's just frustrating that they've made two attributes, especially 2 attributes that are so important for him, significantly worse than his base card. It's utterly ridiculous, but yeah, it is what it is. On the whole, it's another version of Kvaratskhelia. There's nothing too amazing about it compared to previous versions that we've had. Like I say, there are pros and cons compared to his base card. So if you're short of coins, you've got plenty of GP. Maybe you're better off just getting his base card with GP. But the first time shot and good finishing do make this guy very effective as a wide left forward playing as an inverted winger. So yeah, some annoyances as always, but it is a good card. It'll be very effective. And if you like Kvaratskhelia and you've not had a featured version of him before, I think you'll be very happy if you get him. And we finish with Booster Phil Foden. So we've had a few versions of Foden. He's in brilliant form at the moment in real life. Whole player again. The first key change they've made, he can play as a right midfielder. For me personally, big addition. I like playing an inverted winger, wide midfield. So this makes him very usable for me. Looking at the attributes, again, comparing to his base card, they've decreased his ball control and tight possession. Why? Why are they doing that? Just ridiculous. But had a very nice boost to his passing. Low pass and lofted pass both boosted significantly from his base card. Based on that, the auto allocation of training points on his base card, he's got 7 higher for low pass, 10 higher lofted pass. Outside of that, a bit of a boost to his pace. And as you see, if you activate his booster, even more of a boost to his pace. So when he's on form, this is a very quick version of Foden. Very mobile, he's going to be super responsive, going to be very neat on the ball. With the whole player playing style, a high attacking awareness, the fact he's got good passing, his finishing's decent as well. When we look at his skills, they've added rising shot, long range shooting, I think first time shots new as well. Already got one touch pass, through passing, weighted pass, low lofted pass. You've got great passing, great shooting. He's going to get into good positions with his playing style. Whole player will be an active playing style, left mid, right mid, centre mid, attacking mid, and SS. He won't have a play style active as a wide forward, left or right, but he'll still be very effective, I think, especially with that attacking awareness. This is a very good version of Foden. Not necessarily the best version we've had. We've had a bunch of versions now. With the booster, he hits 95. We've had one or two versions in the past that go to about 96 or so. But yeah, we've had different playing styles on him. We've had prolific wingers, roaming flanks, creative playmaker, box to box. We've had a few whole players. For me, this is one of the better ones. I think there are pros and cons to a lot of these versions, but for me personally, having right midfield as an option is great. He's got very nice passing. With the booster activated, he's going to be very mobile. So yeah, in some ways, there are other versions of him that have been better with certain attributes. It annoys the hell out of me that they've made his ball control and tight possession worse than his base card, never mind worse than other featured versions. But nice booster, mobile responsive, bags of end product, nice playing style. He can play a whole load of positions. Yeah, it's just a really good version, another really good version of Phil Foden. This for me is the pick of the pack. So yeah, some decent ones in there. I don't think it's a particularly amazing selection, but I don't think it's a terrible one either. I actually think Sánchez over here is a pretty solid centre-back option. Romero obviously is a very good centre-back option with his booster especially. And then I think for me, Foden's probably the pick of the pack. But yeah, not a brilliant selection. It's kind of middle of the road really, mixed bag, but there's one or two very decent ones in there. So there you go. Hopefully you found that useful. Like I say, I will be doing my review of the nominating contract and match pass players soon. So keep your eyes out for that. Thank you for watching as always. Hope you found that useful. I'll see you soon.